Okay, hi. Hi, I'm at the beach in Florida with my friend Cherie, and I thought I'd do a really quick video out in the sunshine back here, and I'll show you later in a minute. But I just wanted to tell you about the Prophecy Conference, and it was phenomenal. It was great. And now, just so you know, I have somebody sitting here watching me, and I've never done that before. I've never had anybody watching me before. But it was a confirmation, because what they talked about there was everything that I've been sharing with you guys. I'm not kidding. I just about fell over. It was, remember how I told you to go by a different calendar, how you got to go by Enoch's calendar, because that's a true calendar, and it's the Hebrew calendar of the Hebrew Jewish king calendar, which is when the Nisan 1, that's the first of the year. That's the one they said to go by, didn't they? That's the one they said to go by. And then they talked about the getting out of the churches. That was the crazy thing. It was what are your churches giving you? And again, how long have I been telling you that? And that was hard to go to. That was really hard to talk about and to go to and to tell people that, because that's a tender spot. People's churches, that's a tender spot in their heart. So it's hard, but you have to do it. And if your pastor is not speaking to you about end times, if he doesn't know anything about what's going on and he's not sharing it and talking to his congregation, you have to leave. Because one, he's either not anointed, and he doesn't have the Spirit of God on him, or two, he's fearful, and it's not doing it, So you have to leave, and you can't stay there, because again, every teacher down there, and there were some phenomenal ones. It was great, but all of them were, there's no time to waste. You need to seek God, and if he's not in a lot of the churches that you think, So you need to go back to the origins. You need to go back to the beginning. They talked about how so much of the Bible is mistranslated. Again, confirmation. And you have to go back to the original language. Some of the words, how we interpret it, is so it's misunderstood, because we don't understand the true meaning of the word when the Bible was translated. Again, talked about that a zillion times. It was all just confirmation. That's what they talked about. Jonathan Cahn was phenomenal. He talked Saturday night. He was that. He spoke about, don't sit back. Go for it. Everybody has to get off their butts right now, and you have to see what's happening, and you have to stand up for Jesus. You have to stand up for your faith and for your word, and quit sitting back. You can't be afraid. You can't be timid. You can't be anything. And at the same time, you guys, you have to know too, if there's family members or friends and that you've tried to help them and they're just not listening to you, don't take it personal. It's happened to everybody. Everybody's going through it. Don't take it personally, but don't waste your time anymore. You've done it. You laid the seed. If they listen, they listen. If they don't, move on. He'll take care of them. Jesus will take care of them. So don't give him another thought. I know it's hard. You love him. You got to pray for him. Pray for him. But don't make that heavy on your heart. Okay? Don't do that. You're just going to have to give him to him and let him work it. But that was a continual message a lot about the fallen and what's coming, the spiritual warfare. Again, that switch is just about to flip on. That that all that demonic realm and energy and everything is just right there. They're just ready to just come through and to be let loose. Talked a lot about, of course, Israel and prophecy and the United States and John Kerry and all of that. Talked about just about everything, because they were all there. One of our favorites was Avi Lipkin, and I had seen him, but I've never seen him in person, and I don't really follow him, but now I will. He's Jewish. He's not a Messianic Jew, but he's Jewish. But he was in the Israeli army, and he was an Israeli army spokesman. And his wife, though, is works for Israeli intelligence, so she gets all the good stuff. She gets all the news. So when Avi talks, I'm going to listen from now on, because he knows what he's talking about. He's got the inside track. Then there was Mark Biltz was there on the Blood Red Moons. Talked to him. We were doing high fives with each other, because I knew what he was talking about. And then I cornered him afterwards, just for my own sanity, because I knew what I knew, and I knew what he was saying, and the two were the same. So, and it is, I asked him about, remember how I said I think that the judgments coming are double? I think they're double, not only for Israel, but for the United States or whoever. And I asked him about that, and he said, oh yeah, there's multiple judgments. Double judgments, multiple judgments. It was just huge confirmation, because I come out here and I share with you what I know, right? And I always say, you can believe me or you don't have to believe me, really. But when I went there, I can't tell you how many times I cried. I cried all the time, and I got overwhelmed. I had to step back and get my bearings, because it was so much confirmation. It was exactly what they talked about, was exactly what I've been telling you guys. Now, what are the odds of that? I mean, really, if I wasn't. So it was wonderful, but it was very overwhelming. It was very overwhelming. But it's double judgments, okay? It is. A lot of them, of course, a lot think that in 2015 Israel's going to get it bad. I don't know. I tend to think too that for Blood Red Moon coming up, right, in 2014, it's not going to be wasted. Those are a judgment. Those are for judgments, right? And all of those guys tended to think that the 2015 Israel was going to get it, and that's exactly what I thought. 2014, we know something's going to happen there too. I don't know. I tend to think it's going to be for the United States or globally or whatever, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That's just my speaking out loud on that. But it's not going to be wasted. That Blood Red Moon coming up this month, it's not going to be wasted. Something's going to happen. But what was funny is a lot of them would be talking, and they would say whether he comes in 2 weeks or 50 years. It was that 2 weeks. 2 weeks is what? April 15th. It's around that time. So they're looking. They're all looking, and it's kind of. I think they all have their eye on something big this month. I really do. I think most all of them do, because you could just feel it there. You could just feel it. So, they were all just wonderful. They were all lined up, and Paul McGuire, he was scheduled to talk about something. Totally forgot about it, and Holy Spirit hit him so fast, so hard, he went off on a sermon. It was phenomenal. He didn't even know. He started stuttering and said the Lord just stopped him, and bam, and he was preaching. And it was, wake up, get out of your churches, know what you're sitting in, find God, find the true God, find God. And just what I've been telling you guys, know him on your own, not what you this pastor or whatever thinks. If you have a great church and a great pastor that believes all this, you're so lucky. You got a great one. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about all the false ones, and you know what I'm talking about on that too. You can't sit there and play stupid anymore. You can't. You don't have time. And boy, you could tell the Holy Spirit was on him. It was like, man, God just bam, right there. And he had no idea he was even going to talk about that. None. I'm going to try to get a copy of that so I can post it when they come out, and I'll show you. It was crazy. And that's what everybody was talking about there, was Paul McGuire. That Holy Spirit just took him over, and it was Come on. Come on. Get out of the faucets. Get out. Get out. You know, if God's not in your church, don't stay there. Don't stay there. So anyway, I just want to do a really quick one, really fast one. Here you can see how pretty? This is the, I don't even know what it is. The inlet. We're in the inlet. And so it's a beautiful day. And we just want to do a really quick one outside. But it was phenomenal. So you guys, at least I know, and this isn't about me, it really is not about me, but sometimes this is really hard to do something like this, because like I said, my videos are for specific people. They really, really are. You don't have to believe me, you can, or you don't have to, but I got confirmation after confirmation after confirmation this weekend when all of the you know, the big guys, the teachers, and these big prophecy, you know, experts are talking this whole weekend about what I've been talking to you guys with the past couple months. I mean, how crazy is that? So it was really overwhelming, but it was fun. And I've had the most wonderful hostesses. I really have. They've been just so wonderful. I can't tell you. Only thing I have to complain about at the conference, they didn't have any coffee things set up. Can you believe that? I spent more money, or we spent more money, I should say. They were so wonderful to me, but Starbucks than I have probably put 5 years together. It was crazy. It was crazy. Everybody, poor Starbucks, just was line after line after line. Coffee. They didn't have a coffee pot for anybody. That was the only bummer. But other than that, it was wonderful. It really was. Great people there. So many wonderful Christians. I think I kind of blew the mind of these little old couples, though. When I was talking to them, I think they had to probably go back to the room and take a Valium or something, because after I got done talking to them, they kind of, like, you know, I don't know, they were walking a little uneasy back to the room. They had to go straight to the room, lay down. You know what was hard being there was, as they were talking about stuff, remember, it's the fill in the blank things that I know. It's that stuff I've been sharing with you that those guys don't know, right? It fits all in. So the stuff that they don't know that's going to happen, that they're talking about, you know, because they don't know what's going to happen. Remember, you know, my group and we've been taught what's going to happen in between them. And so, and if I know absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, that everything I have learned and that I'm sharing with you is the absolute truth. And if I needed any confirmation with that, which I did not, but it felt good to have it, because this is a scary step. You know, I have to stand in front of God. I do. I have to stand in front of Him. And He could spank me really hard. Really, really hard. And I've already had spankings, and I don't want another one. But I do, and I fear Him. I fear Him above everything. And so if what I'm telling you is not right, then I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. I would not do it if he didn't tell me to do it. So anyway, I'll do one tonight when we get back to the house, but I want to do a really quick one now. So God bless you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.